without further ado, I'm going to introduce Andrea and William, who are going to tell us a little bit more about themselves and what Justice 2.0 means to them. So over to you, Andrea.
Thanks, Sarah. So my name is Andrea Coady. I'm the head of policy and service user involvement at Nacro, and I'm really delighted to be here today with my colleague William. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm William Moore, Internal Engagement Officer for Nacro.
And one of the things that really chimes with us about Justice 2.0 is the vision it sets out around magnifying the voices of those who've been through the system to drive culture change. And so we wanted to talk to you today about how Nacro works alongside people with lived experience in our policy and campaigning work. But for anyone who might not know Nacro, we're a social justice charity that works across England and Wales. We support about 28,000 people every year, and we work across each part of the criminal justice system. We've been around for almost 60 years now, and throughout that time, we've been campaigning and advocating for change that would mean that our systems work better for the people that they should serve and the people that we support. So a few years ago, we created a group called the Nacro Justice Exchange, which is a network of people who've been in contact with the system and received support from Nacro with their resettlement journey and want to use their experiences to give back to improve the system for those left behind. We've campaigned on various issues, and members of the Justice Exchange have met decision makers from the Ministry of Justice, Prisons and Probation, Department for Work and Pension, and various politicians. I really see Nacro's role as one of leveraging our name and the relationships that we have as a service delivery organisation to ensure that people with lived experience have a genuine seat at the table with the people that can change things. So without further ado, I will hand over to William.
Hi, as I said, my name's William Morey. I just want to give a brief kind of history of myself, really. I've been involved with the system since I was 7. I had my first prison sentence when I was 13, and I got sentenced to life imprisonment when I was 23. So I've been involved with the system now for over 50 years altogether. And the one thing I'd like to mention straight away is the one thing that I've never got out of the system is any kind of meaningful intervention. All the way through my system, I had nothing. No one helped me when I was a kid. No one helped me through nothing. And the only kind of sensible help I got was when I went to a prison called Grendon Underwood, which is a therapeutic prison. I spent 3.5 years there, and it totally utterly changed my life around. Now, the reason I bring that up is I want to talk about kind of positive outcomes, and this is what the launch of Justice 2.0 is about. Now, at Nacro, we do group work, so we do group work all over Hertfordshire. We do it for groups of between 10 to 15 men, and basically what we do is we sit around a table and we talk. We give people a voice. We give people the chance to actually speak about the things that are really affecting them, through their, whether it be drug issues, whether it be housing issues, all these different things we cover at Nacro. Now, most of these people have had some kind of trauma in their life, and I would say most of them were victims themselves before they even created victims. Now, I put in for my vetting not long ago, and I've just been refused my vetting. So after 3.5 years of working with groups of men and feeling I was doing really well at that, and feeling the men were actually getting something out of it, I've now been told I can't do that work. I've now been told I cannot go to a probation office. I've now been told I cannot do all these things I've been doing for Nacro. The things that make me become a person, the things that make me change, the things that give me atonement. I'm so passionate about this work, and I feel so disheartened to have this kind of refusal, because it feels like they're saying to me there's no such thing as rehabilitation for certain offenders. And I don't think that's right. I think that every single person who's in the system, has been in the system, needs to be given the right and needs to be given the chance to change their lives around. And I look at the system now, and it's just such a complete and utter mess that it's not helping anybody. you know. So there's lots of things need changing, and there's lots of things. I'm very aware of what Sarah said, that we can't do things overnight, which is what I want. I want things to change now. We all do, but this is just not going to happen, you know. And one of the things I'm really aware of is all the knowledge in this kind of industry all seems to be at the bottom. It seems to be amongst us, amongst the people we're speaking to now, you know, and we need to get this knowledge into the system. And that's where I feel that this Justice 02 can help. You know, we can help by giving service users a voice and speaking into the right ears. You know, it's all right me talking, but I've got to have the right ears to speak into. You know, I don't want to take up too much of more of your time, you know, but I just think that people with youth experiences need to be recognised for what they do, because it is, you know, sometimes it's trauma. I go around and give my life story to people, and believe you me, when I give my life story, it takes something out of me. It's something that I'm willing to give, you know, and I just want to keep on doing that. I've got a skill set which I think a lot of people haven't got because of the amount of experiences I've had through the prison system, you know, and I think that I want to use that, and I just cannot understand a system that would not grab that with both hands instead of just pushing me away into the background and saying you are no good no more. You know, we need to give people the chance to actually become themselves. You know, we have to give people the chance to talk and express themselves and find out what's wrong with their lives and how to make it better. You know, so I'm not going to go on no more, but you know, we just need to keep fighting that unconscious bias and keep on working together. And I'm so proud to be part of this launch, and I'm so proud to be part of the new gang. Sarah, I'll be part of your gang any day. So thank you.